Hello and welcome to my daily intention for February 23rd, 2022. So today, my thoughts are around good and bad, and I'd just like to share some thoughts on that and ponder today about what is good and bad for me. Because I don't think that anything is inherently good or bad. Um, I think it's our own perceptions that give it that distinction, and it's our own mechanism for sorting out what we want to deal with and what we don't. Personally, I choose to deal with everything. I choose to deal with all of it. I choose to not block anything out. Um, I do have boundaries. That's a different thing. I can discuss that one another day. But I always do have my eyes open to all of it, and I do have um, a check in with myself. I just check with my intuition, I check with my heart, and if things feel good, then I know it's on the right path. And so I've done a lot of soul searching and figuring things out and listening to different people and listening to different podcasts and um, horoscopes and tarot cards and things like that, inspirational quotes that all have um, just a source of insight for me. And I think that a few people that I know have been um, really worried about me using a tarot card or something like that, because they've had some negative connotations to it and they've had negative experiences. And I think I'm a firm believer of, you know what, even if there is a negative spirit or connotation or something like that that goes with something, then I don't like I said, I don't inherently believe in good and bad. And so I think me being able to hold that space for things to be neutral or to not care if something is good or bad, um, I think that that allows things to be changed. Um, I got into a fight one time, not a fight, but um, I yelled at a street preacher because he was yelling in the streets. And I thought, these poor people that live above on the street here in my city, it's like, they really don't want to hear this. And even if they are religious, they're probably getting turned off of religion because of this guy. And so I felt compelled to yell across the street at him and just let him know that he was um, not being very Christian like, or whatever his faith was. I'm pretty sure it was Christian. Um, he was not representing his faith, let's say, regardless of what faith it was. He was not representing his faith very well because he was doing it with anger. And he's talking about God, and I don't think that God would be very happy with him at pissing off a bunch of people in his name. Yeah, I kind of yelled at him across the street and said that people will listen a lot better if he tries to inspire them instead of trying to shame them and yell at them into believing. Um, and so, yeah, I really think that uh, I just felt so compelled to speak up against this guy to say that because it was not fair to the people that had to listen to him week after week. And so, yeah, he came over and he started talking to me and he says, and so what do you believe is the answer then? And I said, just unconditional love and just inspiring people to love each other and showing people the way, showing people how good it is so that they want to follow, educating people so that they understand what's going on and what you believe, which is what I'm trying to do here. And I'm not doing it in a pushy way. I'm not trying to advertise to all my friends. I'm not trying to push my beliefs on people. I'm just literally throwing it out there. And if it resonates with you, then great. That's what it's all about. That's how I've found my sources of insight. And otherwise, it's just coming from my heart. It's coming from my intuition. It's coming from my own beliefs. And it's just helping me solidify my beliefs by getting them out there into the world, and using my voice to solidify my thoughts, getting it out of my brain and into the world. So yeah, like this whole good and bad thing. This preacher came up to me and was saying, "Well, does that mean you love a rapist?" And because my answer was unconditional love, and I didn't quite know what to say because I was pretty sure he was trying to trap me into to creating his story for him because he had a whole bunch of cameras and things. So I didn't say too much, but yeah, I would love a rapist. I don't think I know anybody. I hope not. But you know what? I would show love for them. I wouldn't let them near my children. I would keep a close eye on them. I would, like report anything wrong that they're doing that needs to be um, reported, like any boundaries that we have against things like that. But I really truly believe that that person is acting out of fear, out of anger, out of hatred, out of um, their past conditioning to find ways to fill their heart, to fill their emptiness, um, with by taking things from people, by having power over people. And so theft, taking money, corporations who are greedy and use money as power, people who use power over each other with their words and with their anger and with um, their actions, bullying, trying to force your opinion on somebody else, um, trying to make people believe what you believe. I think this guy on the street was raping people's ears. He's no better than a person who forces their body on people. He's forcing his opinions. He's forcing his words on people. And I feel like that's not okay. Coming from a place of lack is taking from people, and it's doing it very much in a vampire kind of way, like a very much of um, a needy way. And so, no, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's evil. I think it has to be stopped sometimes. But the way to stop it is just by not giving it power, by not allowing that man to have access to children, by not allowing myself to be angry with someone, by not allowing myself to be in positions where I myself am needy so that I'm paying that forward to someone else. Um, I don't know if I'm rambling here or if I'm making sense. Um, so yeah, like I just really feel like um, anybody that is harming another person is coming from a place of lack. And yes, the answer to that is loving them. And the answer to that is still being their friend, not shutting them out, not making them disappear, you know? Um, Having your eyes wide open to all of the facts, all of the information, but yet not going into all the details, because the details are another way that people just throw anger at each other. well, I'm right with this detail and I'm right with that detail. And if you're making people feel bad about it, all you're doing is passing on that lack, that feeling of being powerless. Let's say you win your argument, then what? Then they feel powerless, they feel shitty, and they're going to go do that to somebody else because they now feel the lack of confidence in themselves, and they're going to try to take it back in some way. So all you're doing is shifting things. You're not actually healing things. So I think that, yeah, there isn't necessarily good or bad. It's just shifting. It's just energy being taken, energy being given. Um, I choose to fulfill my energy, to fill my energy with things like meditation and music and everything else other than people, because I don't have too many people in my life that are really solid in who they are and really solid in how they show up in the world. And you know what? If they are in that place, then I'm in a good enough place that I don't need to take anything from them either. Um, so we're just kind of struggling, all trying to stay afloat here and trying to help other people stay afloat. And so yeah, anybody that has that capability or has been away from things that are draining for long enough that they're good, they're solid, they have something to give. Um, I feel like they're running around doing that. They're giving, or they're maintaining their own energy levels, I guess. And so yeah, no, I'm not going to go seeking people to take things from them. It's just not in my nature. So yeah, it's about that energy give and take. It's not about good or bad. And even the best people in the world, I think, can also be needy every now and then. And I think eventually we're going to start all figuring out how to fulfill our own basic needs. And that's what it comes down to, is having our basic needs met. And once we figure that out, once we have our basic needs met and figure out what that looks like for each of us, because it is all individual. Maybe one person does need money because that's what they grew up valuing. Maybe one person needs religion because it gives them a sense of family and security. Maybe another person needs exercise because it helps clear their brain. Who knows what it is for you? But it's whatever it is, it's not good, it's not bad. If you need to sleep all the time, um, then do that. Don't feel guilty about it. Don't add to your negative energy um, by shaming yourself for it. And so that's kind of what my insight was about from yesterday's intention. Um, Yesterday's intention was about um, saying yes or something. No, pushing my boundaries. That's what it was. Started with a hell yes, and then it moved to pushing my boundaries. So yeah, I ended up pushing my boundary of pain. Um, I ended up kind of pushing through my migraine today and just trying to release the muscles in my head and release the thought of um, feeling like I need to hide from the world. And I think I was using pain a lot to hide from the world. The world is overwhelming right now, and so I've been napping a lot to be able to hide from the world. I have back pains and I have headaches, and I'm sure those are things that are also very much physical um, things that happen in my life here because of um, just my lifestyle and where I live. But that being said, I think that I blew it up in my brain a lot as well. I focused on it like, oh, I don't want to be at work. Oh man, my head hurts, and just I would turn a little headache into a big one. And um, yeah, so today I pushed the boundary of my physical limitations and my mental limitations by pushing through that I don't want to be here and recognizing that no, I do want to be here because I want to do a good job at work and I want to be able to get a promotion and I want to have a good career in this area. Maybe it's not the right place right now in this moment today, but it's going in the right direction. So yes, I want to be here. This is still a hell yes for me. I don't need to hide from this place. I don't need to hide from this task right now. It's part of my plan. It's part of where I want to go. And so it kind of woke me up and kind of shook me out of that headache to not all of it, but just to the level that I was making it worse. And yeah, so I pushed the boundary physically in that way. And yeah, I just pushed the boundary through that migraine. And yeah, so again, that leads kind of into um, the good versus bad. Like, I looked at the headache at my work today at the beginning and said, this is bad. This sucks. I don't like this. This is bad. And then, yeah, that's the insight that I had was no, things are just what they are. Like, it is just a headache. I am making it bad. I am making it worse by thinking that it's a bad thing, by holding on to this bad thing and thinking more and more and more about it, by giving more power to this bad thing, by focusing all my thoughts on it. And so yeah, today's intention is to just think on that a little more and go further into the difference between good and bad. Maybe there is an actually good and actually bad, but I think there's good and bad to everything. Even polarities on the earth changes, on atoms changes, on everything. Like, you look at science and polarities change all the time. Why can't we? Why can't we change the same way? There's there is a positive thing and a negative thing, and it's not inherently good or bad. It's just what is. It's just part of what is. It's part of us and our emotions. They're not necessarily good or bad. What they are is telling us what the truth is. If something feels bad in my heart, I know that there's something in there that's not true. There's something that I have to figure out for myself that I don't understand, that I don't like. And it doesn't mean it's bad, it just means it's something that's not meant for me, right? So, you know what? There's a lot of people that are really angry in the world right now. That anger's not bad. It's not okay to push it on people. The boundaries are also a thing that need to be respected. But the anger's not bad in itself. The anger can be utilized to tear things down that need to be torn down, and that is legitimate. And so if they want to utilize that anger to go forth and do and fuel themselves to do the things that they need to do, I'm not going to judge that. I'm not going to have the problem with that. It's just their tool. It's all tools. It's the way they use them. And so yeah. Anyhow, I've rambled a whole bunch. Those are my thoughts so far today. And that's kind of the point of this whole thing, is just to, yeah, just speak my truth, let this all out, figure things out as I go. So yes, if I change my mind tomorrow and I say something completely different from what I've said today, it's because this is me processing. This is me figuring it out. This is me tapping into my own feelings to feel if something resonates for me or not. Um, yeah, that's where I'm coming from. So it's just kind of coming on out of my mouth and I'm putting it out there to the world to help you guys all figure out for yourselves as well that it's safe to do it. It's fine to be one day and then one way another day. It's okay. And it's a safe, this is a safe platform for me because um, it's out there. So it's solid in the world. Um, I'm able to get my thoughts out without them being judged or thrown in my face. And if there's comments later on in the videos, sure, like if there's comments down the road, then I'll tackle them then. But in the meantime, just as I'm speaking it right now, then I can feel my truth to it. I can allow my thoughts to come out without somebody interrupting it, I guess, is why I appreciate this video format. And yeah, I really hope that it resonates with people that are also struggling and needing to get their own thoughts together. Maybe my ramblings will help you figure out your own stuff, even if it's triggering you to make sure that it's something totally opposite that you believe. Maybe it'll do that for you. I don't know. But I'm a firm believer in sharing the truth, my truth, sharing myself with the world because I don't know. I think we all have value, and I think that um, that it's time we all start figuring out what that looks like. So to me, regardless of if anybody listens to this or not, it has value. And yeah, I'm very grateful for this platform to be able to do this rambling. And I'm very grateful to all the multiple people that have inspired me to get to this point and helped me figure out where I'm at so far. Um, and yeah, thank you for listening. It's been quite a ramble, and I hope you have a good day. I really hope you figure out for yourself today what feels good and what feels bad. And whenever you find something that feels bad, just sit with it and figure out, okay, what is this trying to tell me? What what am I doing here? What is causing this bad feeling? And I hope you work through it. So have a great day and enjoy. Thank you.